So I got an email the other day. I have been with Mint Mobile a whole year. So how is Mint Mobile 1 year later? Let's get into it. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adrian Reddix, and today we're talking about my first year on Mint Mobile. A year ago, I had another service and they abruptly start changing the price. So I went to go look for a different company, and I've been seeing all these ads with Ryan Reynolds, from movie fame and Deadpool and things like that. So I decided, you know what? $15 a month sounds good. Let me go ahead and try it out. So if you don't know, Mint Mobile is what they call a MVNO. And that stands for Mobile Virtual Network Operator. So what is a Mobile Virtual Network Operator? It's a phone company that has all the resources. They have plans, phones, support team, and everything. The only thing they don't actually own is the physical infrastructure. So they don't own towers. They don't own any of the technology that connects the towers. They rent space on these towers. And the company they rent from, or the company's towers that they use, is T-Mobile. It's kind of like living in an apartment. You own everything in the apartment, from the furniture to the pots and pans to the bedroom, but you don't actually own the apartment itself. You're still using it as a apartment dweller. You just don't own the apartment, but everything else is yours, right? Let's look at the good. I think one of the best things about Mint Mobile is going to be their low prices, right? The $15 a month plan, the 25, all the increments up are really good for what you get. But there's a catch to it that we're going to get to later on. But the plan and the plan prices are really good. Another positive thing about Mint Mobile is the ability to use older phones. Why does that matter? Who wants to use an older phone? So my mother-in-law isn't real techy, but she still wanted to have the ability to talk to her kids, talk to her grandkids. But she didn't need the latest or greatest phone. So an older phone for her to just call and maybe look up the occasional K-drama would be perfect for her. So we got her an S8, and she loves it. She doesn't do anything but call the grandkids. That's pretty much it, honestly. She doesn't use it for anything else. So having the ability to not have to spend a lot of money on a phone that just works is a great benefit for not only older people, but for like younger people who are just getting their first cell phone. You don't want to spend a lot of money on the phone. You don't want to spend a lot of money on the plan. And with traditional plans, sometimes you can go over. Not sometimes, a lot of times, if you're not monitoring the data, it will go over and it could cost you more money, especially for people on both ends of the spectrum, young and old, who this may be their first cell phone and they may not really get the grasp of data overages. The next good thing is the Mint Mobile app, which once you put the SIM card in, it'll install itself. You could do almost anything you want from the app. There's really not much you can or can't do. And it also has a page where you can get support if you need it. I've never had to use support. My phone just worked, They will let you know via app if they're having technical difficulties or they're making upgrades or if the app is down. So it's a really good informative piece of information there on your phone to let you know what's happening with your plan. And the last good thing is the coverage. The coverage is good because it uses the same coverage map as T-Mobile. I travel a lot and I've been through all parts. I live in Central Mississippi. I've been through a lot of rural areas in Central Mississippi that surprisingly, it definitely works. Like my mother-in-law, she lives in a very rural part of Mississippi, like very rural. And she has pretty good service where she's at. So as far as the coverage map, it's really, really good. But there's some issues with that we'll discuss later on also. So with all the great things with Mint Mobile, there has to be some things that I didn't like. And there are some things I don't like about Mint Mobile. The first thing is the plan. Even though I just said the plans were really cheap, but to get those cheap plans, you have to prepay more and more. So the plans start at $15, but you got to prepay that for a year. If you don't do that, then the next increment, I believe, is like 6 months, and it goes up like $10. And if you don't do 6 months, I think it's like 3 months, and that goes up another $10. So having to prepay the plan like that, it's if you don't have the money up front, it can be a difficult thing. They have plans like US Mobile and some other companies, I think maybe TracFone, that you can pay the $15 a month, because sometimes that's what some people have. It's just $15 a month just to get by. They don't have the 100 and so odd dollars to pay for it up front like that. So that is a negative. You do get a good plan price, but the upfront costs can be prohibitive to some people, right? Now, this is not just a Mint Mobile problem. It's a problem with any carrier that lets older phones on the network. Older phones are vulnerable. If you're not careful and going to websites all willy-nilly, clicking on things, then you open your older phone up to vulnerabilities because of updates. They don't get updates like they used to. Some of them don't get any updates at all. Hadn't got updates in years. So that's one of the downsides of using an older phone, not only on Mint, but other services also, because you not have no security updates. If a hacker discovers an exploit, or some type of scammer, or whoever discovers an exploit, then you're vulnerable. I would definitely tell you to stick to the App Store and don't go to any websites you don't usually go to. Make sure it's safe. If you don't know about cybersecurity, I have a video about that right here, and it'll teach you a lot more about cybersecurity on your phone and on your PC and in your day-to-day life. The coverage is good, but the coverage is also T-Mobile. So whatever T-Mobile's limitations are also the same limitations of Mint Mobile. If T-Mobile works well, let's say in Chicago, then Mint Mobile will work well in Chicago. But let's say that, and this isn't true, but let's say that T-Mobile doesn't work well in central Iowa. Well, guess what? Mint Mobile doesn't work well in central Iowa also. So it's limited to what or how good T-Mobile's network is. I'll give you an example. The phone I use for Mint Mobile is a S8. I don't do anything but get phone calls on this, and it's a couple apps I use from the App Store. I don't go to any websites on this phone. My other phone is a prepaid phone that uses the AT&T network, right? So there's some places that I've went to, like Southwest Mississippi, Northern Louisiana, West Alabama, that my AT&T prepaid phone works fine and my Mint Mobile didn't. I have them right next to each other, and the AT&T phone would be at 3 bars and my Mint Mobile phone would be at 1 bar. Most services have a trial period, so when you get the phone, take the phone to all the places you usually use it. Hopefully they at least give you a week or two to try it out and try your phone out. There's no sense for you paying for a service that you cannot use. Why are you paying? I don't care how cheap the plan is, but you can't use it. It's money down the drain. So when you get a new plan or a new phone or a new provider, make sure you take that phone to everywhere you commonly use it. If it's on the bus, if it's on the train, if it's at your office, it really doesn't matter where it's at. Make sure you can use it, because don't pay for something that you can't use. That makes no sense. Your money is too hard earned for you to waste it. So would I recommend Mint Mobile? Yes, under certain circumstances. One is the most important, the coverage. Go and check the Mint Mobile coverage map and make sure that the coverage is in your area. But just because a map says it's covered doesn't necessarily all the time mean that it is covered. So once you get it in, once you confirm that it's covered and you get the service, try it out. Try it everywhere, like I said before. Try it everywhere you possibly go on a day-to-day basis and confirm that it works. Check out phone calls, check out text messages, check out the ability to use data, whatever apps you usually use, or go on the internet and play a YouTube video. So make sure it works. 2, if you have enough money for the plan up front, whatever it is, like $100 some odd dollars all the way up to like $200 or $300, right? So if you have the ability to prepay your phone, that'll be great. You can prepay it and you don't have to worry about it every month. But if you don't have that ability, Mint Mobile can be more expensive than some other plans. So that may not be the best fit for you. So if you want to get Mint Mobile, I do have a friend referral code in the description. They give you some free months. They give me some free months. Again, this isn't sponsored. I just saw Mint Mobile a year ago and I've liked the service ever since I had it. And, yeah, so you get a little, I get a little. That's great. So what cell phone service do you have? Is it AT&T? Is it T-Mobile? Is it a regional carrier? Let me know in the comment section below. That's it. Thanks for joining me. If you like videos like this, check out my 1 month in at Mint Mobile. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.